Well, hello everyone. My name is Dara Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And each week I bring you a story that takes about 5 minutes to watch. And sometimes the stories are funny and sometimes they give you something to think about, which is the case of this particular story. And it's in a book called Flowers in the Wind by Robert Coos. And the actual story is an anonymous author in a book by Brian Kavanaugh called The Sower's Seeds. So, here's the story. If I had my life to live over again, I'd try to make more mistakes next time. I would relax. I would limber up. I would be sillier than I have been on this trip. I know of very few things I would take seriously. I would take more vacations. I would climb more mountains, swim more rivers, and watch more sunsets. I would do more walking and looking. I would eat more ice cream and less beans. I would have more actual troubles and fewer imaginary ones. You see, I'm one of those people who live preventively and sensibly and sanely, hour after hour and day after day. Oh, I've had my moments. If I had to do it over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I'd try to have nothing else, just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead each day. I have been one of those people who never goes anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a gargle, a raincoat, aspirin, and a parachute. If I had it to do over again, I would go places, do things, travel lighter than I have. If I had my life to live over, I would start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way later in the fall. I would play more. I would ride on merry-go-rounds. I'd pick more daisies. Wonderful story. This beautiful piece of writing contains a lot of wisdom. Many of us need to hear this message over and over and over again. Live life to the fullest. Reverend Coos writes, like the author who wrote about he would do if he could live it over again, some people are overly cautious. Instead of simply taking prudent precautions, they go overboard in prevention. They build great walls around themselves so that no one can hurt them. The walls, instead of offering protection, become their individual prisons. Some people cannot enjoy life because they get entangled in brambles. They get caught up in obsessions and lose their freedom. In our country, the biggest trap for that can ensure us that it is materialism. Right. People who are trapped by this terrible malady find themselves in a continual search for more money, more power, more things, bigger houses, bigger cars, bigger and more expensive everything. For the greedy people, there will never, ever be enough. And when there is never enough, one can never be filled with joy. One is always in a state of lacking instead of being in a state of gratitude. Finally, many people are simply in a rut. They lose their zest for excitement, they have no passion for things outside themselves, and they begin to live lives of quiet desperation. Every day is the same. There is no adventure. Wow, this is certainly a good lesson for me, for sure, because I have a tendency to be a bit of a workaholic and not taking enough time to really smell the flowers and take the time to go sit down on this beautiful lake and watch the waves. So, a wonderful story that we can certainly learn something from. So, I hope you had a good listen to this story and maybe make a little change in your life and live it a little bit fuller. So, thanks for taking 5 and blessings on your day.